Dolphins don't just make noise. They speak in whistles, clicks, and rapid bursts of sound that can mean life or death. Each sound is carefully crafted, aimed at specific individuals or moments. They call to their family members with unique, unmistakable signatures, and sometimes entire pods create a symphony, a chorus of voices moving as one. These are not simple calls. They are messages, bonds, even songs hidden beneath the waves. But sound is only half the story. Dolphins speak with their bodies too. A powerful leap, a tail slap against the surface, or the sudden pop of a head above water. These movements carry meaning. They warn of danger, reveal the location of food, or express emotions as vivid as joy, fear, or rage. In their world, every movement, every sound is part of a complex conversation, a language we are only beginning to understand. Humans first tried to decode this language in the 1960s. Surprisingly, it was the U.S. Navy that led the charge, attempting to teach dolphins to mimic human sounds. They mapped whistles to vowel sounds, hoping for two-way communication. The dolphins responded, even answered back, but it wasn't a true language, not yet. The complexity, the meaning, and the full story were still out of reach. The focus then shifted. Instead of speaking to dolphins, researchers began listening. They cataloged clicks, whistles, and buzzes, hunting for patterns. Then came a revelation. Bottlenose dolphins have signature whistles, unique calls that act like names. Each dolphin had its own voice, its own identity. Suddenly, the underwater world felt alive with conversation, personality, and connection. Since 1985, Dr. Denise Hertzing has dedicated her life to this mystery. Through her Wild Dolphin project, she studies Atlantic spotted dolphins in their natural habitat, recording decades of behavior, social interactions, and vocalizations. Using cutting-edge tools like Dolphin Gemma, her team catalogs these sounds, searching for patterns, meanings, and the very structure of a language that is still largely hidden from us. Every whistle, every click, every leap, they aren't random. They're chapters in a story we've only just begun to read. Each movement is a word in a language hidden beneath the waves. And now, with technology pulling back the curtain, a shocking truth begins to surface. What did Dr. Denise and her team uncover? What does the AI say? Have dolphins been speaking to us all along and we just never listened? Thanks to the groundbreaking work of Dr. Denise Hertzing and the Wild Dolphin Project, we are finally beginning to understand the dolphins' incredible language. Dr. Hertzing's team has been working for decades to bridge the gap between humans and dolphins. Their bold idea was simple in concept but revolutionary in execution. Instead of trying to instantly decode the full complexity of dolphin speech, they would start with a shared vocabulary, a basic set of words that both humans and dolphins could understand. This led to the creation of the cetacean hearing and telemetry system. Imagine an underwater computer system worn like a device on the body, equipped with a hydrophone to hear dolphin whistles and an earpiece for the researcher to listen in real time. Alongside this, the team invented an acoustic keyboard, a set of artificial whistles, each representing a different object or concept. One whistle could stand for a type of seaweed called sargassum, another for a particular fish, another for a playful action. The magic happened when the dolphins themselves began to mimic these sounds. Researchers would play a whistle while showing the corresponding object to the dolphins, hoping the animals would form a connection. Then, when a dolphin copied the whistle, the chat device would translate it, playing the corresponding English word directly into the researcher's earpiece. In 2013, the project had a breakthrough moment that would change everything. A dolphin mimicked the whistle for sargassum. The computer recognized it instantly and spoke the word into Dr. Hertzing's earpiece. It was a small step, but a historic one. For the first time, a dolphin's sound was translated into human language in real time. Yet mimicry does not equal understanding. Dr. Hertzing is quick to point out that this doesn't mean dolphins grasp words as humans do, but it was proof that a conversation could eventually be possible. And since that first success, technology has propelled the project into uncharted territory. Advanced AI and machine learning are now being used to analyze the natural sounds of dolphins, detect patterns, and even begin to uncover the structural complexity of their communication. The team has amassed the largest collection of dolphin vocalizations in history, over 100 petabytes of data combined. This massive archive spans decades and records clicks, whistles, and buzzes from dolphin pods all around the world. Initially, for the first 18 months, the AI's results were modest. It could recognize individual dolphins by their signature whistles, essentially their names, and link certain sounds to behaviors. A series of clicks might mean fish here. A low hum might signal danger. It was fascinating, but it wasn't a conversation. It was more like understanding that a dog's bark can mean different things. The Wild Dolphin Project wasn't satisfied with understanding barks. They were chasing something far more extraordinary. Dolphins have brains larger than humans, with a cerebral cortex more intricately folded than our own. This suggested an intelligence capable of thoughts, ideas, and possibly language. The breakthrough came on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. The team had developed a new deep learning architecture designed to do more than spot patterns. It was built to detect syntax, the underlying rules of grammar. They fed the AI, now called Dolphin Gemma, the entire half-century dataset of dolphin sounds. For 72 hours, the system worked tirelessly, analyzing, correlating, and decoding the patterns in the ocean's symphony. Then it happened. A single, coherent translation appeared on the screen. It wasn't fish or danger. It was a concept, a structured idea, a thought conveyed in sound. Dolphin Gemma began translating at an astonishing rate. The AI revealed that dolphin communication wasn't linear like human speech. It was three-dimensional, layered, and intricate. Dolphins used echolocation not only to navigate, but to communicate complex ideas about their world. As the AI improved, it began to piece together the dolphin's memories. A kind of oral history passed from mother to calf across thousands of generations. Dolphins remembered specific events, social interactions, and even environmental changes spanning decades. They could recall who they had met, where, and under what circumstances. Their memory extended far beyond anything previously imagined in non-human species. Through careful analysis, scientists began cross-referencing dolphin memories with human historical and geological records. What they discovered was mind-blowing. Dolphins spoke of the volcanic eruption that formed the Santorini caldera in 1600 BC. They recounted migrations of early humans across the Bering Strait. They had names for underwater landmarks that had been submerged for over 10,000 years, names passed down through 400 generations of dolphins. This realization shattered long-held human assumptions. Humanity, with its books, monuments, and written history, had always assumed it was the sole keeper of knowledge. But here, in the ocean, an intelligence older and perhaps wiser than our own had been recording the story of the planet in its own way. Through sound, memory, and social transmission, AI has become indispensable in this research. Not only does it accelerate the deciphering of dolphin communication, but it also reveals the extraordinary cognitive abilities of these creatures. Dolphins possess what scientists call episodic memory, the ability to recall specific details of past events, even decades later. They can use this information to solve complex problems, anticipate future situations, and plan. They are, in essence, remembering their world as we do, and using that memory to navigate life with intelligence and foresight. The chat interface, combined with AI, has transformed decades of dolphin data into something extraordinary, the first real window into a non-human civilization. Every click, every whistle, every sequence of sound is a piece of a vast, living language. It's a language that carries culture, history, and identity. Dolphins aren't just animals. They are archivists, historians, and communicators, swimming through the oceans with a knowledge we are only beginning to understand. This isn't just science. It's a revelation. For centuries, we've watched dolphins as playful companions, leaping beside ships, dancing in the surf, and dazzling us with their intelligence. But they are not just entertainers of the sea. They are thinkers, storytellers, and silent witnesses to history itself. Through the groundbreaking work of Dr. Hertzing, her team, and the unmatched power of AI, the ocean has begun to whisper its secrets. We are finally learning to hear what dolphins have been saying for thousands of years, messages carried in clicks, whistles, and movements hidden beneath the waves. But this is only the beginning, because the deeper the scientists listened, the stranger the discoveries became. What they uncovered next was more shocking than anyone ever imagined. As scientists pushed deeper into the mystery of dolphin communication, they began to uncover something that few ever expected. What started as a study of whistles, clicks, and leaps soon revealed an entirely different world, one that mirrored human language in ways that were both astonishing and unsettling. At first, researchers thought dolphins were simply exchanging practical signals, warnings of predators, directions toward food, or calls to gather family members. But as the analysis grew more advanced, a startling realization emerged. Dolphins weren't just exchanging information. They were expressing ideas. They were speaking in idioms. Idioms are phrases whose meanings go beyond the literal words, something humans rely on every day. When we say break the ice or a blessing in disguise, the words alone don't tell the full story. The meaning lies beneath them. And dolphins, it turned out, had the same ability. One phrase kept appearing in the recordings, repeated across multiple pods. When run through Dolphin Gemma, the AI translator, it came out as singing with the tide. At first, it sounded poetic, almost too human. But the more the team studied it, the clearer it became. This was their way of saying, go with the flow, or accept what cannot be changed. Another phrase, chasing the silver cloud, carried an even deeper meaning. It referred to pursuing an opportunity, something rare and valuable, but often risky. In human terms, it was like saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained. These discoveries shook the scientific world. It meant dolphin language was not just functional, it was metaphorical. It showed abstract thought, creativity, and even philosophy hidden beneath the waves. Dolphins were not just surviving. They were reflecting, teaching, and sharing wisdom through stories of their own. But this was only the beginning. When researchers started comparing recordings from pods across the world, another layer of complexity appeared: regional dialects. Just as humans in different places develop distinct words, accents, and slang, dolphins do the same. A Caribbean pod might have one whistle for shark, while a pod in Australia used a completely different sound for the exact same predator. Even more surprising, these differences went beyond vocabulary. Some pods organized their sounds in unique sequences, creating variations in grammar and syntax. This wasn't just a matter of accent, it was culture. Dolphins in different oceans had evolved their own linguistic traditions, passed down through generations. Understanding one pod's speech didn't guarantee understanding another. In some cases, scientists found themselves translating the same idea twice, once from dolphin to human, and again from one dolphin dialect to another. It was a challenge unlike anything linguistics had ever faced. And then came the most surprising discovery of all: overlapping speech. Humans are limited to linear speech, one word after another, one sentence at a time. But dolphins? They break that rule completely. Using specialized organs in their heads, they can produce multiple vocalizations at once, layering clicks, whistles, and bursts of sound together in perfect harmony. To human ears, it sounded like a blur of noise. But to dolphins, it was second nature, an advanced system of multi-channel communication. Imagine being able to tell a friend where the food is, warn them of a shark, and express excitement all at the same time. That's what dolphins do. And in their world, where speed, coordination, and survival are everything, this ability is not just clever, it's life-saving. For years, humans struggled to make sense of this complexity. But when Dolphin Gemma was unleashed on the recordings, the impossible became possible. The AI was able to separate, decode, and interpret these overlapping layers with astonishing accuracy. What once sounded like chaos was suddenly revealed as a finely tuned chorus of meaning, dense, efficient, and deeply intelligent. This breakthrough was hailed as one of the greatest achievements in animal communication research. It didn't just prove that dolphins spoke. It showed that they thought in ways faster and more layered than anything humans had ever imagined. Each discovery pushed the boundaries further. Dolphins didn't just call to one another. They built metaphors, shared culture, and created dialects that mirrored the diversity of human language. They didn't just speak one word at a time, they sang in layers, weaving messages so rich that our best technology barely kept up. And with every revelation came a haunting question. What else are they saying that we have not yet learned to hear? We stand at a precipice, a moment where ancient songs and cutting-edge AI converge to deliver a message humanity can no longer afford to ignore. For millennia, the dolphins have patrolled our oceans, their complex language a mystery echoing through the depths. Now, with Dolphin Gemma as our Rosetta Stone, we finally understand the gravity of their message. The shocking truth? We are not merely disrupting their world, we are dismantling it. The AI's translations paint a bleak picture, a symphony of distress echoing across oceans. Dolphins speak of silenced hunting grounds, of disorienting cacophonies that fracture family bonds, of invisible barriers that impede ancient migratory routes. This isn't abstract data. It's lived experience, relayed through generations of acoustic memory. And at the heart of it all lies the deep sound, humanity's industrial roar, amplified and distorted by the ocean itself, a constant, crushing presence that drowns out the whispers of the deep. Imagine living in a world where your senses are your lifeline, where sound paints the landscape, guides you to food, and connects you to your kin. Now imagine that world being invaded by a relentless, deafening noise, a cacophony so intense that it scrambles your senses, isolates you from your family, and threatens your very survival. This is the reality dolphins face, a reality brought into stark relief by Dolphin Gemma's translations. But the shocking truth goes deeper than just noise pollution. The dolphins' language speaks of subtler, more insidious threats. They recount chemical trails that poison their prey, plastic tides that choke their waterways, and warming currents that warp the very fabric of their ocean home. They are witnessing and articulating an environmental unraveling, a slow-motion catastrophe unfolding beneath the waves. The messages are not just about themselves. Embedded within their language are subtle yet unmistakable references to the interconnectedness of the marine ecosystem. The dolphins understand that the health of the ocean is intrinsically linked to the health of the entire planet. They speak of the vital role played by coral reefs, the delicate balance maintained by plankton blooms, the critical importance of maintaining biodiversity. Their warnings extend beyond their own survival. They are a call for the preservation of a global ecosystem on which all life depends. And what of us? What role do we play in this unfolding tragedy? Dolphin Gemma's translations are unflinchingly clear. The dolphins do not speak of natural disasters or random acts of fate. They speak of human actions, of conscious choices that are driving the destruction of their world. They speak of our greed, our short-sightedness, and our willful ignorance of the consequences of our actions. This is not simply a scientific finding. It is a moral reckoning. The dolphins, with their ancient wisdom and intricate understanding of the ocean, are holding a mirror up to humanity, forcing us to confront the devastating impact of our choices. We can no longer claim ignorance. We can no longer hide behind the veil of technological progress. The dolphins have spoken and their message is clear. We must change our ways or face the consequences. But what does change look like? How do we translate this newfound understanding into concrete action? The answers are complex and multifaceted. It starts with acknowledging the severity of the problem, with accepting the validity of the dolphin's warning. It requires a fundamental shift in our relationship with the natural world, a move away from exploitation and toward stewardship. It means investing in sustainable technologies, reducing our carbon footprint, and curbing our reliance on fossil fuels. It means regulating deep-sea mining and oil drilling, protecting marine habitats, and cleaning up plastic pollution. It means listening to indigenous communities and incorporating their traditional knowledge into our environmental policies. But most importantly, it means changing our mindset. It means recognizing that we are not the sole arbiters of this planet, that we are part of a complex web of life, and that our actions have far-reaching consequences. It means embracing humility, empathy, and a deep respect for all living creatures. The choice before us is stark. Continue down the path of destruction, ignoring the warnings of the dolphins, or embrace a new paradigm of sustainability, working in harmony with nature to create a future where both humans and dolphins can thrive. The weight of this decision rests heavily on our shoulders. We have unlocked the secrets of the dolphins' language, we have heard their plea, and we have glimpsed the consequences of our actions. Now we must choose. Will we heed their warning and embrace a more sustainable future, or will we continue to deafen ourselves to their calls, driving ourselves and the dolphins towards an uncertain fate? The echoes of warning are clear. The choice is ours.